Well, it's time to create a new meme just for this show. Hey everyone, Django Fett here, 99 Games, Comics, TV shows, movies, and more. And this is a review for the Willow TV series. So if you haven't seen my review for the original movie, go check it out. I love that movie. It is near and dear to my heart. It is my favorite 80s fantasy film of all time. My favorite. And when I heard that we're going to do a TV series of this, because I wasn't really interested in the novels, I was excited for this, and wanted to give it a chance and watch it the whole way through and give it my analysis and thoughts. So I gave it a chance, because they're casting Warwick Davis and Joanne Whalley were back as original characters for the new series. And I understand there was some controversy with Val Kilmer not joining the series, but it honestly makes sense considering, his health and everything. And also not staining his name with this series. So that's a win right there for him. So the show takes place 17 years after the events of the original movie, with everyone celebrating and then attacked by these monsters who serve the crone, who apparently was the master of Bavmorda, or the teacher of Bavmorda at the time. And her minions steal the prince of Tir Asleen, and then 5 adventurers set off to get the prince back with the help of Willow. So that's the non-spoiler version for this show. And from here on out, I will spoil everything, because fuck this show. This is a complete shit show on every level. Guys, it is really bad. Like, really fucking bad. So I'm just going to tell you right now, if you love the original movie, do not watch this, as you'll just end up getting mad just like myself. Which I'm going to be throughout this video. But Django, what is bad about this show? It can't be that bad, right? Wrong! First off, this isn't even Willow. I mean, because this isn't even Willow's show, because he's barely in this frickin' thing. And is not the standout like he was in the movie, and they practically assassinated his character. But instead of showing, a powerful mage, in the end of the first movie, it makes sense, and then kind of going into this transition, you would think, he's powerful, he's really, this badass at this point. But no, he's a regressed, angry old man, and can't do magic until the end of the series. What the fuck? And it's not about Willow, it's about these teenager characters you don't give 2 fucks about. Good job, writers, for being against short people of stature or dwarves. Not very accepting at all, aren't you? And oh boy, do I have to go into these other characters, these teenager characters. I have a lot to say about these assholes, oh my god. I'm only going to be talking about the big 3 when it comes to the teenager characters, and don't really give a shit about the Spider-Man simp guy.
He's alright. He's no Spider-Man.
What is it with you and Spider-Man?
What? He's just awesome, okay? He protects the neighborhood and, he's inspiring. He inspires me to be a better man. What's up, dickwad?
He did have one of the most unintentionally funny moments when he kills his brother in the show, but that's about it. So the first character of the big 3 we have to talk about is Ruby Cruz as Kit, the daughter of Mad Mardigan and Sorsha, and twin brother to Eric, who is captured and must be rescued. And she is insufferable from the beginning. Not only was the acting terrible, but she is an entitled prick that I desperately wanted to see die, and she is our main protagonist, guys, of this show. Not Willow. This bitch. And I desperately wanted to see her die. And when that happens with your main lead, you fucked up. She is in the embodiment of this made-up stereotype of Gen Xers as arrogant and entitled, but as we all know, this isn't like Gen Xers at all. It's just a made-up stereotype. And they're honestly one of the best generations right now, and the most accepting and loving and awesome in general. So just want to say that before I continue. And I'm not Gen X bashing or any generation, frankly. Who the fuck cares? I just think this just goes way over the top when it comes to just hating on any of the generations. Just fuck off and move on. It's the person, not the people. Just whatever. The next character is Jade, played by Kellyman. Remember seeing her in another show that I hated too, and that was The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. and she was terrible in that show. And, this isn't any better. She's frankly a serviceable actress. She'll read her lines, do her job, but she will never be anything special. She was boring as fuck and so pointless in the show and didn't need to be in it, frankly. Other than being this love interest to Kit, she adds nothing. Then we have Ellie Bamber as Dove, then revealed as Elora Danan, who is a blonde and then her hair changes in the end to red at the end of the show. She was being taught by Willow throughout, and she's just as insufferable as everyone else, super entitled and way too much, and made Willow the enemy, even though he's trying his damnedest to teach her ass. But apparently she won't have any of it and has no patience at all. And revealed to be the villain in the end. So fuck her. Okay, look, I understand they wanted to have these characters carry the mantle for Willow, but don't make Willow a stubborn old man and does nothing. I mean, at least have another Nelwyn and Elora and I guess one more character in Boorman. But there were just way too many characters on the screen to give a damn. It was just too much. And speaking of Boorman, I have to say, played by Amar Chadha Patel, forgive me if I mispronounce it, he's surprisingly the most grounded and best character in the show, which is honestly not saying much. And I liked him in the show. He's very Mad Mardigan-light and likable, unlike everybody else. And I liked Warwick Davis as Willow to an extent, but this isn't Willow. It just isn't. And Warwick Davis it felt like he didn't even try in this show. Like he did amazingly in the movie, which is a damn shame because I thought he would be the best part of the series, but he's not. So that's the characters. 90% of them are terrible. I know Joanne Whalley also returns as Sorsha, but she didn't really do much either. But let's get into the next horrible bit, and that's the writing. Not only did they write the characters terribly, including Willow, but the story was nonsensical and a mess. The recurring villain that I don't think anybody is really talking about, and I think not only is Kit, she ended up being the villain instead of the protagonist, which is a huge flaw in itself, but also Sorsha. In the beginning, for hiding Elora and not having her being trained by Willow for, being a magical, sorceress and saving the world earlier on and taking over the kingdom. She takes power for her own and she says, screw Elora Danan, I'm just going to hide her, but I'm just going to take over power for myself. Even though I know she's young, but come on, this seems like a power grab. And you're not even acknowledging Elora Danan at all. You're just hiding her away just to be this baker or chef or whatever, instead of just being royalty, as she should be. And that's just a tiny taste of the bad. And there's literally like one, maybe two episodes that were decent compared to the rest, but that's it. 1 or 2 episodes out of 8 were decent out of 8. And that's not good. The rest were just bad because of the awful writing held it back. Also, what the fuck was up with them ending every episode with horrible rock and pop music sprinkled throughout every episode? And they even had one episode where they're in an action scene and they play like rock music or something instead of something being composed, something beautifully composed or something like that. No, they throw some fucking generic rock music or some shit, and it does not fit whatsoever. It's so out of place. This show doesn't know what it wants to fucking be. I'm not here to see some corny CW teen drama. I want to see a good fantasy TV show, like, hello, the great fantasy movie that was fucking Willow. They forgot everything. I just don't understand this disconnect with Hollywood not understanding the audiences for fantasy shows nowadays. They're living in their own fucking bubble, and they don't understand the basics of what makes fantasy great and why people are ragging on them. I wonder why, when you have garbage like Wheels of Time, Rings of Power, The Witcher Blood Origin, and now Willow, you're starting to see a trend on why people hate them. And it's not the diversity angle made up by the anti-SJW losers. If you have a fucking problem with diversity nowadays, that's your fucking problem, okay? Go live in the 60s or 70s and just watch films from that decade without any color or whatsoever. Stick to that age. Because that's where you fucking belong, you fucking asshole. But for every sane person, the reasons why they don't do a good job with this, they don't understand how to do fantasy anymore, like in the 80s, because of the writing. It's because of the writing is the biggest thing. That's what captures, with Lord of the Rings. There are some few exceptions, like Shadow and Bone, and of course House of the Dragon, but there are so few nowadays, and it's just a damn shame, because it has the potential to be, like, the best out there. But they just don't give a damn now. They pay all this money to get these big actors and big action set pieces and computer visuals, but don't give a two shits about the basics when it comes to the fucking writing. It always ends up being an incomprehensible mess that takes me out of it every time, and it bothers me to no end. I'm not a writer or a writing expert by any means, but you notice this shit, and especially when you get older like myself, you start to see the cracks, and it just adds up every time. There is only so much more you can take with garbage just keeping piling up. And even with Marvel, for me, like, I used to love Marvel movies, and now they're just getting too much for me. And I don't even know if I'm gonna look forward to any, even though I'm still probably gonna watch them. And this show got so much more worse because they set up for Season 2 and Season 3 of this bullshit and make Allura as the villain. So the Willow Movie fans who watch this show, who are the only ones who are practically watching this, and other people who are curious, I guess, are going to be gone at this point. They're not going to watch this garbage anymore at this point. They watched Season 1 and hated it and will not come back. And that's your main fucking audience. And now they're going to be all gone. And you're going to have Season 2 and Season 3? Good fucking luck with that. I'm not watching any more of this garbage at this point. So, I have to give the Willow TV series, or Willow Season 1, a...
Shameful display! Shameful display! Shameful display!
A big fuck you to Lawrence Kasdan and the hacks behind this fucking TV series. Just a pure abomination of a show. I thought Kenobi was bad. This one takes the fucking cake. Kenobi was just boring more than anything else. It had nothing that really... It has a lot of bad moments with Leia and shit. But it was just more boring than anything else. This one is just bad on every fucking level. With little tiny bits of good. How they fucked this up, I will never understand. Or why they even had this in the first place. I just wish this never even fucking happened. To think I wasted 8 hours of my fucking life that I can't take back and watch this. And I could have been using that to watch more episodes of fucking X-Files. And I just got into X-Files, really enjoying the shit out of it, really love it. On Season 4 now, and I want to finish the whole series this year. And I think I will. Because that show is expertly crafted, great writing for most of the episodes, but I'm really having a good time with that fucking show compared to this shit. So instead of following any more of this painful fucking mess that is the Willow TV series, I'll probably end up reading the Chronicles of the Shadow War, which is the proper successor to the Willow movie. Though it looks a little difficult to get just because the pricing is ridiculous now. I don't know if it has something to do with the TV show or how it and why it failed and people are looking to that, or it just was always like that. I have no idea. But I just want to see a better sequel alternative, and we might see that with the George Lucas and Chris Claremont titles. I heard they were decent, good. So might as well give them a try at this point, even though I was like, I don't know about these. So I actually am interested now after watching this. Oh my god. So, look out for reviews for those books in the future, way in the future. It's not going to be anytime soon. I need to take a break from fucking Willow. Fuck that show. But that's my review for the Willow TV series. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you hate it like myself? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Django Fett. And I'll see you, my fellow Mandarin. And brothers and sisters, next time. Ooh, yeah!